Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Blackwell. My name is Gavin McDougall from Lewis Press, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the launch of A Good Cause by Tessa Ransford. Tessa, unfortunately, is not able to be with us tonight, but she has sent a message for me to read out, which I'll do, and then we've got some wonderful readers who are going to come up and read some of the poems from the book. So this is what Tessa says. I sincerely thank Lewis Press and their staff and helpers for publishing this book so timelessly. And especially I would like to thank Jenny Renton for actually taking it on board and going ahead and typesetting it and designing it while I was on holiday, and I came back and it's all happening without my knowledge. So thank you so much. I got back from holiday and discovered that we were publishing this book now, and here it is. I'm delighted that it's happened, and hasn't she done a wonderful job on the cover too? Exceptional. Published this book so timelessly gives me encouragement for the future of my work. Thanks to Ken and the other readers for so kindly taking part, and to you all for generously coming along. Hope you enjoy the poems, and I send my love and gratitude. So thank you to Tessa.
Thanks, Kevin. It's a pleasure to be here and to be here with Tessa's new collection. I'm just sorry she's not able to be here in person. I'm going to read 3 poems that maybe show different aspects of her work and her life as well. The first one is a poem called The Great Tapestry of Scotland, and it's what she proposes as missing panel. And it would be this image here. That was the logo or emblem for the Scottish Poetry Library when it opened back in 1984 for about the first 20 years of its existence, a Celtic knot. So this poem proposes adding that image to the Great Tapestry of Scotland. Let's stitch one more, a missing panel. Come help all you hundreds who helped to make it the Scottish Poetry Library, deft, central, integral, in Celtic weave, its logo. Flower, atom, wave, folk, work, place, scheme, thread, needle. A cross-stitched heart, a rosa mundi of mountain and macher. When we open the doors of poetry, like Blake's perception, not to people, but to ourselves, ours, us, our poems, to have and hold, to find and share, take and translate. The logo spoke its own word in all our languages, the grace that musics us. That last line, it's nice to come across that again. It's a line from a poem by Ian Crichton Smith, which Tessa used on a leaflet back in the early 80s when she was promoting the idea of a Scottish Poetry Library. And part of that poem is in the current building. This poem, this poem, this fresh hypothesis, which you'll see on the balustrade. So it's interesting that poem has continuity in Tessa's life and also in the life of the library. Tessa has a strong sense of right and wrong, of kind of supporting causes that she feels are necessary. And this is a poem called Midas, in homage to Martin Ford, the Aberdeenshire councillor who stood up to Donald Trump. Midas came hunting for something alive and beautiful to kill by turning into gold. His cloaked retinue were greed arrogance and vanity in the name of business, employment, and prosperity. The glare of gold had distorted their aim, and heavy shades masked the glint of cupidity in their eyes. Roughshod over rough ground and shifting sands, they trampled a delicate ecosystem and local farms. To build on sand is proverbially ill-advised, but concrete is good as gold for giant hotels. A golf course, a gold course, a gold coast, clubs for the game and gaming for the clubs. One man, not yet canonized, as he has to suffer first, could take no pleasure in the prospect of such gold. He cast his decisive vote against the will of Midas. His eyes were open. He had no need of shades. And I just wanted to finish with the last poem set here. It references the Royal Mile and South Bridge, and picks up on both that local geography, but also maybe part of, there's a mystical element in much of Tessa's work, and I think some of the imagery in this poem draws on that. December night, Edinburgh, 2002. The fox and the swan have come to town. I met them both today. The swan was wearing her whitest gown, flew over the park and swooped down on leaves beneath a tree. The fox was clad in a mangy coat and hurried along the street. In dark and cold, he paused a while and set his face for the Royal Mile. I'm king of the castle, he thought. I saw a tall house tumbling down on South Bridge from the fire. The Tron clock white above the town, while a full moon ghostly shone through frosty, dusty air. Swan, you do not want our bread, polluting your pond water. Fox, throughout the city, fed from finest refuse bins, you need accept no grace or favour. The clock face hanging like the moon, a weird Christmas omen. The street is filled with brick and stone, and dusty spirals round the Tron inscribe the angel's warning.
Thank you very much, Ken.